flight is center Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov is doing the unthinkable, challenging Wayne Gretzky for a scoring title. Super Sergei has amassed 51 goals, tied for #1 in the league. Steve Yzerman is in his 11th year.
Right for you.
Hey, we got home.
The Stanley Cup.
Hey, we got home.
The Stanley
Buffalo Sabres. In game 1 of this one, Todd Simon picked a good time to score his first NHL goal 11 seconds into the first period, and then Dominik Hasek shut the door for the shutout. 30 saves for Hasek, and it was a terrific story in the regular season.
Fans have come out hitting. Dougie Brown, shot, save, default, rebound. McEachran and another save made. Rebound comes up.
Play him, or potentially maybe has the jitters and comes up a little short. There is no question Byron Dafoe was ready to play. And he knew yesterday that he would play, so he's had a lot of time to think about this. Doug Brown with a good chance. He had Sean McEachran, number 15, coming, but it would have been tough to get the pass to him. McEachran on the rebound.
Byron Dafoe makes his home in Portland, Oregon. He was born in Sussex, England, but grew up on the west coast of the United States and played.
He stopped it, then looked, and then got rid of it. By that time, Byron Dafoe, who is cat-like quick, was over there with the pad stack, and Taka was about to be wiped out by Hatcher. But watch Mario Lemieux on the play. Was he going to come into this shot? Well,
good cross-check by
Larry Murphy to get it to the front of the net because there was a crowd there. Now, if you want to know how jacked up the Penguins are, take a look at Lemieux's celebration after he scores. I mean, this is a big celebration for Lemieux. He darted behind the net. When Mario takes off like that after he scores, raises his stick. Look at him. He's just in full gear, shaking his fist after he scores.
Mario Lemieux, look at this. He's already picked up 3 goals. That is a power play goal on a 2-man advantage.
You know, Mario Lemieux scored 2 goals for the Penguins in game 1. He gets one here on a little bank shot. It actually went off the post, then back off Byron Dafoe, and into the net. But just watch Lemieux here. When he starts shaking his fists like that, Gary, we
play of 42 seconds. Do not convert. Pittsburgh continues to lead at 1-0. Rick Tocchet over to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux dumped it ahead. Shot on Taglianetti. Right through Defoe's legs on the rebound. And it's still loose in front. Tocchet shot. Score! Rick Tocchet!
Totally fantastic on all of these shots. First that one. I think he got a piece of it, then sent it wide. Watch the save here on Jaromir Jagr. Defoe gets back and gets it with the skates, and one of his own players kind of squirts it loose to Rick Tocchet. Now Tocchet's looking at the point. He wants to pass back to the blue line, but when that is sealed off, the best thing happened to Rick Tocchet. He turned around and let it rip at the net.
Oh, right through his legs.
Yeah, and it's one of his players. Is it Slaney, 28, or Riki, 29, that shoots this one away? Right there. Joe Riki, number 29, dumped it to Rick Tocchet. When Tocchet looked back to the point, there was nobody open. So all he did was whip. Cote was in front. Kevin Stevens came from the left. It was half collision. The Capitals don't think that it was an intentional call, even though they sent a tape to the National Hockey League for review. Kevin Stevens was the guy that got his stick up more to shield himself and protect himself, but it got Cote right under the eye.
So Sylvain Cote out. Shot save Barrasso. Deflected up to the point. Brown is there. Doug Brown from McEachran. McEachran is onside. Sean McEachran moves in, takes the shot. Defoe makes the save. Outstanding defense all the way around. Randy Burridge brings it in, comes to the middle. Shot on, save Barrasso. He's got it in the glove. Didn't like the fact Hatcher moved in on him and he hit him. Hatcher then went down on one knee.
Been decisive, and it's one thing to win one with some help from a winger, but the Capitals have won them cleanly. This one backed and went point to point. Calle Johansson shot, but the screen was never set up.
He's back up. He's back in net. Brought in by Ridley. Ridley drops it off. Power play still underway. Save made by Barrasso and the shot by Kristich.
Out this game.
Well, here's some of the action between Samuelson and Dale Hunter. Samuelson by this time has Ronnie Francis's stick, and this before they all lost their lumber. You know, at one point when Tom Barrasso went down there, Gary, and lost his stick, 3 of the 5 Penguins on the ice were without a stick.
They were all passing him around.
Yeah, the late Bob Johnson.
Forward, Steve Konowalchuk trying to get it up. Got nailed by McEachran. Sandstrom shot. Save Defoe. McEachran. Save Defoe. Mark those two down in your memory bank. It should be a 3-0 game. Oh, made some great saves. 2 of them right there. Tocchet. Oh, Hatcher just drilled him while he was standing still. Tocchet leaves it. McEachran again. McEachran looking. McEachran in front. He gets tied up. Puck went behind the net. They're celebrating a goal, but it never went in. Dave Poulin
Can't move. Yep, looks like so. Top of the screen, number 9 in red, Dave Poulin going for the net. Oh, baby. We're talking major cross-check to the Adams apple that somehow escaped the eye of Rob Schick. Oh, no wonder Taglianetti went down. A 2-hand cross-check to the Adams apple. Well, I mean, it didn't escape Rob Schick's eye completely, but that could have been worse from a Capital. Well, Jim Schoenfeld's hunch was absolutely right on Byron Defoe. He has held the Washington Caps in here. Yes, they are trailing 2-0, but it could be 4 or 5-0. The most recent save was this one on Sean McEachran, point blank.
Very first period. They lead 2-0. When we come back, we'll show you, well, there aren't many highlights, but there is some action going on. In New Jersey, the Devils and the Sabres. Game 2 of that series is coming up next on National Hockey Night. In a 2-0 victory. Obviously scoreless in the first. 3 Devils, McKay, Stevens, and Ken Danico. A hat trick of tough guys for New Jersey, teaming up to go against Rob Ray, who's pretty tough himself. Physical game, as was that first game, very physical. Still no score. Ken Danico, the shot. Valery Zalapukin tips it. The puck goes off Dominic Hasek's pad. Corey Millen in the corner, working it, looking for some help. Centers the puck, and Dominic Hasek there to gobble it up. And, of course, the score remains scoreless, 0-0. Dominic Hasek's goals against average now as a Sabre in the playoffs, 0.48. Barry, as we get to...
Well, you'll see why his goals against is under 0. You'll see you got 3 men back there. Front of the net's protected, man behind the net's picked up, points are covered. There's no place for Jersey to go with the puck. Dominique just has to watch the puck. Everyone takes a man, takes a body. You're checking on the defensive side of the puck. It comes up the wall. Harachuk comes down, gets a puck, and gets it out. You're not going to find any better defensive coverage than that.
Maybe the only team that would be close would be the New Jersey Devils. While Buffalo is number 1 in goals against, New Jersey is number 2 in goals against.
Yeah, the team that wins this series could end up scoring 4 goals.
A highlight-less series we were talking about. The only highlights are saves and checks and physical play. Well, the New York Rangers and New York Islanders, they have a couple of days off before they resume their series. Game number 3, Nassau Coliseum on Thursday night. First 2, all New York at the Garden. Rangers trying to add a Stanley Cup banner to their 1994 banner. Once again, Rangers came out flying in Game 2. Alexei Kovalev scoring. That made it 1-0. Rangers would come right back. Little break. Mark Messier gets an opportunity, scores the goal on their way to a 6-0 win.
This year, there's an enormous amount of pressure on it.
And the hitting continuing as well. Jeff Bukaboom threw 3 or 4 big hits in the hockey game yesterday, and the Rangers continue to hit, continue to score and do it. We'll take a look at the Canadiens and Bruins. A couple of their games going on as far as the series is concerned there. Each team has won a game. Wow, it was spectacular in both games. We came back. Paul DiPietro had the goal there. That tied things at 2, 18 seconds into the third. But Kirk Muller comes through with the goal that would even the series, giving the Habs a victory.
Came here for a split, and
number 1.
Well, I think both teams realize that to score on these goaltenders, Boston's got to get in front of Patrick. They got to get to the crease. They're bumping into him. You got to play a physical style of play. Montreal knew they didn't like the way they played the first game. They weren't physical enough, and both teams have picked it up. Patrick, as you see there, is being run into and being harassed, and they got to keep doing that. They got to get in front of them. The 2 goals that were scored were long shots that Patrick didn't see, so they got to continue.
The Penguins come out on top. The Capitals wanted to be aggressive, but watch 17 in red, Mike Ridley. Watch his stick, what happens here. Wham! Little too aggressive. He hit his own player on the side of the face, but that is part of the game. For the goal Mario Lemieux scored in the sense that the backboards came into play. When the puck came back to Calle Johansson, who now has to be the big trigger man, he just dumped it over to Hatcher, who can really fire it as well. And I take that back. It never did get to the backboards. It went right off of Tom Barrasso and then right to Pavanka. Here's some of the battling that is going on in front. Shel Samuelson and Dale Hunter, they differ in size by about 8 inches, but Dale Hunter has always been a problem for Shel Samuelson because he engages him in front, going back to the days that Shel Samuelson...
McEachran, Brown on the our side. Tocchet, Brown, shot, tied up from behind and taken down by Keith Jones.
Gary, thanks. You know, they're partying in New Jersey. The Devils have scored a playoff goal. Stephane Richer, Bernie Nichols, and Nichols goes back to Richer, ending Dominic Hasek's shutout streak. 81 minutes, 33 seconds.
You really think that a few moments ago is out there now.
Ricky's shot went right off the glove of Barrasso, held in by Kristich. Kristich centering pass. Barrasso had knocked that one away on Peter Bondra. Capso able to hold it in. They are putting heat on. Joey Juneau, great save, Barrasso. Rebound kick behind. Murphy stepped in, tried to help out, held in. Ridley centered. Connor Walchuk couldn't get the shot off. Yager had him tied up. Played behind the net, Dave Poulin. What a game Poulin's having. Poulin still got it on the stick. Poulin centered. Connor Walchuk fanned on it. Hatcher's got it. Gets one man down. Back to Kelly Johansson. Johansson fakes. Got Yager down. Johansson drops it off. Turnaround shot. Ridley was blocked by Jennings. Rebound loose behind the net. Larry Murphy clears the zone. Intercepted. Pittsburgh getting a line change. Samuelson. Stevens intercepted. Francis saved by Defoe. Ron Francis behind the net, tied up by Miller.
Throwing his body all over the place. Now we've got some interesting names in this series like Yager and Konowalchuk, but we've got Browns and Joneses too. That was Greg Brown that was battling with Keith Jones.
Michael Pavon.
Yeah, thanks. Dominic Hasek, you know, he's been getting all the attention in the Buffalo, New Jersey series. Hey, what about the other guy? Peter Svoboda, the shot. Martin Brodeur to the splits. Gary and Bill, they're still partying in New Jersey.
You just want an invitation. That's all you. Hit check on Bondra. Puck freed up. You saw Thomas Sandstrom drop his stick. Here's Mario Lemieux the other way. Lemieux the shot. Defoe saw his life pass before him right there, but Lemieux shot it wide. Locked it up. Still have. Shot. Save made. Barrasso in front. Burridge trying for the rebound. Flipped away.
Get fit.
Well, there are half wind-ups for shots, and there are full wind-ups. This is full wind-up. Mario Lemieux is going for the short side, but you can tell even, look how far to the crease Defoe was. I mean, one thing Jim Schoenfeld said about Byron Defoe, his angles are good.
Barrasso. And the rebound out to center. Oh, Samuelson out of the box, penalty over. This is onside. Tocchet couldn't get by, and Defoe came up and knocked it away. Centering pass for Lemieux. Mario Lemieux shot over the head of Byron Defoe. Shot in again wide, and Lemieux way around to the point. Greg Brown shot, saved Defoe. Rebound Mullen, rebound shipped back. Held in by Brown. Everybody's down in front. Defoe gets back up. Yager centered. Defoe, great save. The tip in front, and he just...
It was a game the Buffalo Sabres wanted and needed, and Byron Defoe was the first star of that game. He beat the Sabres right in Buffalo 3-2. Coming right at him. Very aggressive on his own rebounds. That's something else Jim Schoenfeld talked to us about. When he leaves a rebound, he is real aggressive to try to get to it himself, to try to get back up into position.
Hitting?
Yeah, and big boys hitting. Kevin Stevens is 6'3" and weighs 217, and Joe Ricci is 6'3" and 215. Stevens got the worst of it, so he went back at Ricci. A no-no. Kevin Stevens is gone. Stevens knows enough not to make, and Joe Ricci has gotten the better of Kevin Stevens twice now within 5 minutes, and he is loving it. Ricci just looked over and smiled at Stevens.
He's going to be a Jim Schoenfeld favorite in a hurry. Watch this, though, when he gets up.
I think that's what Stevens took exception to, was that cross-check by Ricci.
Then a right and a left. Back roughing penalties here in this period. And again, the Caps get a power play. Juneau centered down the middle. Shot saved. I think that hit Mullen. Mullen standing at the side of the net. Deeper by Peter Bondra. Pavanka. Bondra. Setting up in front of the net is Bondra. Shot. Barrasso kicks it away again. Tom Barrasso.
Yuri Himalev shooting on the other goaltender.